Think about the last time you felt truly stressed. Maybe it was a heavy pressure in your chest. Maybe it was a knot in your stomach. Perhaps you were facing a difficult deadline at work, navigating a painful breakup, or simply waking up in the middle of the night, filled with anxiety about the future. What do we do when we feel this way? Our instinct, as human beings, is to run. We label stress as an enemy. We think, I feel uncomfortable. Therefore, something must be horribly wrong. So, we try to numb the feeling. We distract ourselves with our phones. We turn on the television. We seek comfort food. Or perhaps we even take medication just to make the tight, uncomfortable feeling go away. We live in a society that believes we should be comfortable all the time. But comfort is not where life happens. Today, I want to tell you a story about a creature from the bottom of the ocean. It is a story that will completely change the way you view your own anxiety and stress. Listen closely to the lesson of the lobster. A lobster is a fascinating creature. It is a soft, vulnerable animal, but it lives inside a rigid, unforgiving, hard shell. This shell protects it from predators and the crushing pressure of the deep ocean. But there is a catch. That hard shell does not expand. It cannot stretch. It does not grow. Yet, the soft animal inside does grow. As the lobster consumes food and lives its life, the soft animal inside slowly gets bigger. And as it grows, that protective shell, the very thing that used to keep it safe, starts to become a prison. It becomes tight. It becomes restrictive. The lobster begins to feel squeezed. It feels an immense, suffocating pressure pressing in from all sides. Imagine how that lobster feels. It is in pain. It is deeply uncomfortable. It is experiencing the pure biological definition of stress. But the lobster does not view this stress as a tragedy. It does not think the world is ending. The lobster knows that this intense feeling of being squeezed is a signal. It is a signal that says you have outgrown your current environment. It is time for a change. So, what does the lobster do? It does not stay in the open ocean where it is dangerous. It goes down into the dark, quiet crevices of the coral reefs. It finds a safe, hidden spot underneath a heavy rock. And there, in the quiet darkness, it does something incredibly brave. It cracks open its old shell, and it casts it off. It walks completely out of it. For a period of time, the lobster is completely naked. It is entirely vulnerable. It has no armor. If a predator were to find it, it would perish. This is the most dangerous and frightening time of the lobster's life. But it sits there, patiently, under the rock, and slowly, utilizing the nutrients of the ocean, it begins to produce a new shell. A shell that is larger, thicker, and perfectly fitted for its new size. Once the new shell has hardened, the lobster steps out from under the rock. It walks back into the ocean, bigger, stronger, and more capable than it was before. And guess what? A year later, that new shell will become too tight. The stress will return. The pain will return. And the lobster will go back under the rock and repeat the process. This is how it grows. A wise psychiatrist once noted something very interesting about this process. He said, if lobsters had doctors, they would never grow. Think about that. If a lobster could go to a doctor, it would walk into the clinic and say, "Doctor, I feel terrible. My chest is tight. I feel squeezed. I am so stressed." And the doctor would say, "Don't worry, take this pill. It will make you feel nice and relaxed." The lobster would take the pill. It would feel comfortable again. It would go back to its life, but it would never cast off its shell. It would stay trapped inside a tiny, restrictive box for its entire life. The stimulus for the lobster to be able to grow is that it feels uncomfortable. My friends, look at your life right now. Are you feeling stressed? Are you feeling anxious? Does your current job, your current routine, or your current mindset feel tight and restrictive? Do not numb it. Do not run from it. Realize that you are the lobster. That pain is not a sign that you are failing. That pain is the universe telling you that your current shell is too small for you. You are outgrowing your old life. Yes, casting off the old shell is terrifying. Yes, quitting the job, ending the toxic relationship, or changing your habits will leave you feeling naked and vulnerable under a rock for a little while. But that vulnerability is the only way to build a bigger, stronger armor. Times of stress are signals for growth. If you are ready to cast off your old shell, write "I am growing" in the comments below. Subscribe to the Hopeful Tree. Embrace the squeeze. Stay strong. Stay hopeful.